Well, here we go, guys. I'm going to take you back to where it all begins. Again, I'm going to take you back to where it all started. My life as a wrestling fan and some of the places that were instrumental in me becoming a wrestling fan. So, without further ado, let's get to it. My life as a wrestling fan, where it all begins again. Well, we got a long drive, guys. But I think you guys are going to enjoy the hell out of this. Take you to where it all began. All the key locations that made me becoming a wrestling fan. My hometown, where I grew up, for spent 20 years of my life. So let's get to it. Okay, guys, we're cruising. We're about, 10, 15 minutes out. We're on our way, Daddy. This is going to be cool. This is going to be fun. We're going to take a trip down Gemini Memory Lane. I think you're going to fucking love this. Okay, guys, to truly understand where it begins, January the 11th, 1980. This was the very hospital I was born in this building 34 and a half years ago. It's the hospital I was born in, and this is where it all started for me. And my first words were, Harley Race! Harley Race! And you're looking at the hospital where it all started for old Jim. Abandoned, no one here anymore. It's closed down, but this is it. Okay, guys, right here in this vacant parking lot, at one time was the video store known as Telegraph Video, and it was right here in this very spot. And I didn't live too far from here, so what I used to do is I used to go down to Telegraph Video. I'd call them and I'd rent my SummerSlam 89, SummerSlam 88, and I loved that place. And what I did when I found out they were closing down is I wiped out all their VHS tapes. So right here, 20 years ago, Telegraph Video. This very location. I miss that place, man. It was a good place. Okay, guys, there's the very house. I lived here in 1992 through 2000. And in this very house, I was in junior high, and this was the years where I became a huge WCW fan, started buying all my tapes, watched the Dungeon of Doom in this house, WCW Saturday Night, started recording everything in sight. And all the wrestling craziness pretty much started in that house. Got my first job at, Little Caesars when I was 16 in 96. Right there in that house, I can tell you, I watched so much wrestling. I mean, I was basically obsessed. 92 through 2000. Wow. I mean, this is the house where I watched SummerSlam 93 and Rumble 94, and it all took place right there inside that house. Bought so many tapes. Watched all the WCWs. I watched Halloween Havoc 94 in that house. And that's it. Wow. Unbelievable what I saw in that house. I'm telling you. A lot of time has passed. It's a little more emotional than I thought it was going through all this and looking how much time has passed by. Let's get to the next spot. Hey, this house right here. This is where I got my first kiss from a girl in 1992. It's right outside right there, man. It was 1992, man. I got my first kiss at that very house right there. Holy cow, Jim. Woo, 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 woo. Okay, guys, you're looking at my first elementary school. I finished up this elementary school in 1990, and I can remember sitting with my friend Ryan and talking to him about WCW Fall Brawl, and it all happened right in this elementary. Even wrestling, first grade through sixth grade, right here, and it all happened right in that elementary school. Even back then in 1990, it was happening. Watching in the sixth grade in this school, I remember watching Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan. Wow, unbelievable, man. It's been just going. This wrestling thing's just been going forever. Whew. Okay, guys, this is the high school I went to, 1994 through 1998. Oh man, this is the high school where I started going to the shows, and I swear, 94 through 98, I mean, it was rough. It was some rough years, man, but thank God for wrestling that got me through it. I'm telling you, if it wasn't for wrestling, I don't think I would have been able to survive high school. Whew. Started going to shows, WCW Nitros, and just completely obsessed at this point. Didn't care about high school. Maybe I should have cared a little bit more about high school, but this is my high school, 94 through 98, baby. Okay, guys, this was the epic Eminem video right here where I used to rent all my tapes from. It wasn't always an empty building at one time. At one time, this was the epic Eminem video where I used to rent my tapes. I rented in that very building right there, King Kong Bundy and Hulk Hogan and WrestleMania 3, and this was the first place I ever rented tapes from, and it happened right in that building right there, right through that window. I can remember seeing the signs and the posters on the wall. I can remember riding my bike down here and getting all the tapes, WrestleManias and SummerSlams, and it happened right in that building. Unbelievable. But you're looking at where the epic Eminem video was. God damn, I miss those days, man. I'm telling you, I miss those days. Whew. What a fucking place that was, I'm telling you. Sayonara, baby. Okay, guys, they've torn the house down over here where I used to live. It used to be a blue house in the back. It was an older house. And this actually was an apartment complex. And I lived here in '86. And this is where I started watching a lot of Saturday Night Man. It's completely different now. Like I said, this used to be an old blue house. We lived back there. And then this used to be an apartment complex back in the day. And I could remember vividly watching Saturday Night's Main Event right in that very location. Okay, guys, right there in that very building was Ear Candy, Music Ear Candy. And that's where I used to rent tapes from too. And that was a great spot. You got the Ear Candy store. Used to go in there and buy wrestling tapes and CDs. And then not too far, right there was the Epic Video Madness. And that's where I used to rent tapes from too. So Madness and Ear Candy, the Music Ear Candy store, were all in competition. But man, I used to go in Video Madness right there in that open spot, and I would rent Nintendo games, wrestling videos, Royal Rumbles, and you guys are looking at it, man. It all happened right there. Okay, guys, we're at the local grocery store, and this grocery store in 1995, I actually walked in here, and I wiped out the entire shelf of wrestling videos in 1995, and it happened right in that building. Yep, Linda was the manager, and I went in there and I wiped them all out. Okay, guys, right here where you see the Scuba store, this used to be a Video Maniacs. I actually entered a Mario Kart tournament in 1993 in this building. This is where I used to rent Fall Brawl, WCW. This was the cool spot in town, Video Maniacs. Okay, in that park right there, I used to run track in high school, and I can remember running and spitting off all the wrestling facts, and no one would believe me, but all that shit was true, man. Okay, I'm going to take you guys on the last location of the tour, and it's going to floor you. This is a place that's not here anymore. It's a place I grew up. It's a place where I watched Saturday Night's Main Event, rented tapes, and lived for about 8 years. It's going to knock you back. Pretty unbelievable. I went through a lot in this house. A lot of good, a lot of bad. Let's check it out. Alright, guys, I'm taking you up to where I grew up, 88 through 95. And it's an emotional spot. This is where I watched my stepfather die. We put him in his casket 3 days later. And if you ever wondered why I was a hillbilly and I'm a little bit of a redneck, you can see where I grew up. The Sagebrush, boys. I'm gonna keep my shit together. I haven't been here in 20 years, but let's see what happens. Alright, guys, this is gonna be a quick little visit, because this is the kind of place where if you trespass, they'll shoot you, so I gotta do this quick. Alright, so you guys are looking at the origins of where I came from. You really shouldn't have your ass up here. This is not a... Oh, see, they fucking blocked it off, see? They roped that shit off. Anyways, it was right up that hill, but see, they got blocked off. Used to take that hill right there, and this is where I watched Saturday Night's Main Event, and back in the late 80s, early 90s, and this is what it's become. I mean, this was as country living as it can get. Yeah, you can't go up there. That means stay the fuck away. I gotta get the fuck out of here. Like I said, this is country living. You fuck around up here and they'll just turn their lights out. Whew. Well, we had a lot of fun. There was a barn over there. You know, we had roosters and shit and chickens, and then up there, of course, was the house, you know, where we used to watch TV. And a couple winters, I remember coming up here a couple winters and trying to make it up that hill, and the weather. The snow was so bad you couldn't make it up that hill. And of course, you know, this is where my stepfather died, and he died in that house, and the smell was just, if you never smelt a dead person die before, the smell was just beyond comprehension. It was a sad situation. But, you know, it was up that hill. It's not there anymore. They got it all blocked off. That means don't fuck around up here. So, I've been up here in about 20 years, but, you know, this is where it began for me. I went through a lot, seen a lot, and that's about as real as it gets, boys. My stepfather, I came from a broken home. I'm not going to lie. A lot of us have, but this is about the spot right here where I broke down in tears, you know, because I had just seen a 280-pound man reduced to a 120-pound man because of the cancer he had. So you chew on that to watch a 280-pound guy, and he weighs 120 pounds because the cancer cut him down. And I broke down in tears right here. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you know, it's emotional, man. I mean, this is my life, guys. I mean, this is where I came up. This is the origins of wrestling, you know, for me. And I told you I've seen some good, I've seen some bad. But I think it's time to go home. I hope you guys enjoyed the tour. I hope you saw some video stores that were cool, and it was about wrestling, but it's more than about wrestling. It's about my life. And like I told you earlier, that's about as real as it gets. Let's go home, boys. Just cruising home, guys. I mean, there's some sad stuff, but there's a lot of happy stuff in my hometown where I came from. A lot of happy stuff. Not all sad stuff, but it's time to go home. Okay, guys, final stop on the tour. You're looking at the Vitamin Shop, and you're wondering why you're looking at the Vitamin Shop. Well, in 1998, this was Major Video, and right where you're sitting, or right where you're watching this video, this was the spot of a huge tape sale in 1998, right where I'm parked. And in 1998, I came to this very spot and I loaded up 45 WWF tapes. Right in this very spot is where I paid for my 45 WWF tapes. This was a Major Video. Badass. Right here in this spot, guys. To my buddy John, I know you're probably watching this with Mikey. I know you remember that day, John. Hell yeah, you remember that day. You remember you bought Private Parts with Howard Stern? I know you remember that shit. It's right here, dude. That's a Major Video. You remember that? Text me up when you see this, brother. Wiz! Trish Stratus, baby. Woo, 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 woo. Okay, back from my road trip. Oh, man. That was a lot for a YouTube video, but it was worth it for you guys. That was a lot of driving. It was a lot of stuff a lot of stuff from my past that could have stayed in the past, and I kind of rehashed it today. Like when I showed you guys my house where my stepdad died and stuff, I could have done without seeing that. I didn't expect to get emotional when I went up there, but it's an emotional place. You know, your childhood memories are all invested there, and everything you've seen in your life that pertains to wrestling and just real life was all up there. It was in front of my eyes, and all the memories came flooding back of all the years I spent watching wrestling and spending time with my family up there and stuff. And you know, it's just one of those things. But this was a fun video. I had a good time making it for you guys. It was a lot of work. It was a special video. I can't do videos like this all the time. It was just too much. It was a lot of driving. It was a lot of work to get this done. So if you guys can hit that subscribe button, I would appreciate it. And don't forget to like me on Facebook and add me on Twitter. And I'm Gemini. I hope you guys enjoyed my life as a wrestling fan, where it all begins again. I hope you guys enjoy the hell out of this. I hope you share it all over the internet. Blow this video up. I'd appreciate it. I appreciate all you subscribers. And old Gem, I'm going to go take a nap. And don't say I ever don't do anything for you, because I just busted my ass for you guys on this video. Gemini, peace. Kamala, what's up? Ecstasy, what's up? Spicoli, what's up? Wiz, Ace. Love y'all. Peace.